Hi everybody, we're live for our prickly pear cactus tutorial today. How are y'all doing? Let me know if you can hear me, you can see me, if you're excited to make a cactus that won't prick you. I mean, it might a little bit. I mean, it is paper, like paper cut. Like it's like a paper cutting cactus. This is like, we're going straight to awkward and weird. You hearing everything okay over there? I got my husband back here. He's backstage guy. He's moderating comments today, and he is there to help you guys. And we're going to get started. I'm going to give everybody just a second to get settled on here. I know we're going into a holiday weekend, so I know not everybody can show up live here today. A lot of people are already traveling for it. This live was supposed to happen last week, but we had some unexpected things come up, so we had to unfortunately push it a week out, but that's okay. There will be a replay up, of course, for all of our A-stars, and this template is, of course, going to be available. Okay, so we're going to dive right in. Let me say hello to you guys. Welcome, Dee. Glamper Jan. I like that. Glamper Jan. Glamper Jan, it sounds like you have a story there. It sounds like you have a story with your name. I can make predictions, but I would love to know that story. Hi, Nikki. Nikki or me? Is it Nikki or Miki? I don't know. I always mispronounce people's names, so if I mispronounce your name, don't hate me. Nikki? Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Welcome from Texas. Yes, you can. Hi, Terry. Central Florida. Woo-hoo. Yay. It's two. Greetings from Texas, Deborah. Hey, everybody. All right. I'm going to let everyone get settled. Everybody get settled. Okay. So while everybody is getting settled and we're welcoming you all in, come on in, get comfy. You're in my craft room. We always like to start our lives off with a Tell Me Something Good segment. And this just literally popped into my head, like literally right now. So I'm going to share a couple of folks who are just killing it in our community. And we see and love all of your creations. And there's always a few we just like to grab and just put in the spotlight and encourage you guys to continue to share those creations, whether you're in our Facebook group and you want to post those, or you just want to send us an email and you're not on social. Totally get that. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share just a couple of people who stood out to me in my community that I grabbed this week and show you what they're making. And while I'm showing you that, I would love you to put something in the comments that just is something good. It can be everything from I remembered to floss my teeth this morning to I got a new puppy, or I'm happy to be alive. Anything at all goes. There's like dog hair flying in the air, so I feel like a puppy is a thing here. I got Miss Liberty over here. She's quiet right now, but she'll probably start snoring very soon. All right, so while I share ours, you guys type yours in, and then I'll read a few out in a minute, okay? So we have got, go squint because I need glasses. We have got Kirsten here. I believe she says her name probably the way I do. She made Black Dahlias to celebrate season 2 of Wednesday Drop. Does anybody else like the Wednesday Netflix series? I love that she made Black Dahlias and looks like burgundy colored dahlias. These are really pretty and so great for fall. And I just absolutely love how these turned out. So really great job there, Kirsten. And then we have, let's do Roxanne. Roxanne is rocking it. So my head's going off screen because I have to read my screen. One of my daughters She painted the jar. Yeah, her daughter painted the jar 10 or more years ago. I've kept it all this time, not knowing what I would do with it. Thank you, Abby, for teaching us how to make flowers. This is what I did with it. Now I get to gift it back to her. How cool is that? You get to keep something that was like a memory and a treasure and then turn it into something fresh. That is what creating is all about. That is what A-Star Crafters is all about. That is what Abbi Collections is all about. It's just taking those moments that matter and turning them into something that you can remember, that you can feel, that you can touch, right? That's why we make things. That's why we're here today to craft together. And let's show our last person. And I love this person. Okay. Caitlin. She said, I just finished with this. I don't know that I love it. Raise your hand if you've ever felt that way. Okay. Sweet Caitlin here posted this creation in our group. She had over 500 likes and thumbs ups that people loved it, and over 130 comments of others saying, I love this so much, right? So, okay, how many of us are like, I hate it, and then the rest of the world is like, I love it? Why does that happen? Why? Well, I've come to learn in my old age of 34 that my birthday is in 2 weeks, so I get to be like, I'm in my mid-30s now. I have come to learn that perfection is subjective. So many of us hold this unattainable bar in our heads, I think especially as creatives, of just like, you know, you can put the screen down so they can see me, babe. Oh. They're just hearing me talk. They can't see me.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm like looking at the camera like I'm like preaching over here, and they're just like, oh wait, all they can see is the screen.
Hi there.
Perfection is subjective, right? And so when we create something, it might look so beautiful to someone else, and we might absolutely hate it. And that's just because we see so much more possibility for ourselves. And I think that's a great way to measure like how, like a gap and a gain, right? Like we have this beautiful gain of what we've created in that moment, regardless if we think it's perfect or not. And then we have this like gap of where we want to be. And then we get to keep showing up and practicing and putting in the reps and then doing it again and attaining that new level. So it's about that progress over perfection. So you didn't know you signed up for a little philosophical teaching today, but you did. You did. You absolutely did. All right, I'm going to read some of y'all's comments out here. Something good. Okay. Let me scroll back up because we got a lot. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Karen. Glamberg Jan, my FedEx wine delivery arrived. Woohoo! That I'm coming to your place tonight.
She's not far from us.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm coming to your place tonight. We're gonna have some wine. That sounds like a great time. That sounds like fun. All right, Dee said just got back from my 30th anniversary cruise on Sunday. Oh, happy 30th. Oh my gosh, congratulations. That is amazing. My husband and I have been married 14 years, so I will be there shortly. I will be there shortly. That's incredible that you celebrate 30 years. Incredible. Congratulations. Kimberly says, so happy to finally join you live. I'm always working, having a plan meeting with family today for Christmas. A planning meeting for Christmas. Can you write that idea down? I'm talking to my husband over here. That's a great idea. That was a great idea.
Step one, where are we having it?
Where are we having it? Our house. It's always our house. Welcomed first great-grandbaby on August 25th, Magnolia Rose. Wow, that was Mary. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm sorry, Ray. I need glasses, see? Because this is the theme of it. I'm back here, I'm like, there's an S in there? Apparently I created that. Magnolia Ray. Thank you for correcting me. That is incredible and so beautiful. Terry said making t-shirts for our shadow squad for a man with autism for Mickey's Not So Scary. Oh, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween. Yeah, definitely love that. That's so great that you're making that. Grateful to be making 40 next month. Yes, love that. Amazing.
We got Karen from Australia. It's 4 a.m.
Oh my gosh, you're so dedicated. There'll be a replay if you need to take a nap. Or maybe you're just one of those early birds who just loves those early morning hours. I find that there's a lot of crafters that are like that. Crystal says, my grandbaby turned 1 on Tuesday. Congratulations. Rachel made the agave plant yesterday. And my mom actually thought it was a real plant on the kitchen counter. Yeah, that's a win. That's a huge win. And it will never die. Will never die. I posted a reel this morning on Instagram. I was like, this is your sign to give yourself a friend, give a friend a plant that will never die. We also give our friends things like that, like, but it might die if you don't water it. This one won't. You just gotta dust it every once in a while. Deborah says, I'll be 68 next month. Oh my gosh, congratulations and happy birthday. Happy birthday. Okay, hope I didn't miss anybody. I might have missed you. But we're celebrating with you. If I missed you, I apologize. We're celebrating with you. Okay. All right. Let's go in to, now that we've got all the good vibes flowing, right? Oh, feels so good. We're celebrating. Okay. Now let's talk about supplies and getting into making our project. Okay. So let's talk supplies first for our prickly pear. First, let me like show you where we're going, right? Like, oh my gosh, I have to know where we're going. Where are we going, Abby? Okay, so this is just a start of what we're adding to today, but this is going to be our prickly pear. Okay, this is actually a remix rendition of a prickly pear I did many years ago, but I was like, it doesn't look very good because I've improved since then. There's that perfection thing again, and I wanted to bring it fresh, and I wanted to give a fresh look and a fresh process. So these are my originals. they're not that different, but they're styled different. And the flower's a little bit different. So I have prickly pears for you guys today. They're very, very easy to make, whether you're a beginner, advanced, you want to make them with kids. And even if you don't have a cutting machine and you're worried about like the little fun edges here, we have a smooth version in the template. So that if you want to make a smooth version, just because you like that, or you're cutting by hand and you don't want to try to like cut all the little prickly edges out, and you can do that. We got PDF printables and SVG cut files. The templates and supplies I'm about to just talk about here are all linked in this video description. You can find them on members.abbikirstencollections.com, log into your account, grab them and download them there. Okay. All right, let's talk about supplies next. I'm not a singer, and I just sung that last line. Why am I singing?
You're feeling the woo.
I'm feeling the woo. Feeling the woo. The woo works. I've had such a woo week, you guys. I've had such a woo week. Every time I have a woo week, I'm like, what planet is in retrograde? Like, what? We had the technology spaz last week, and then I was like, okay, what's going on? And I'm like, this is here to teach me something, or a planet is in retrograde. It was Pluto. Like, I don't actually know how much bearing that stuff has, but just for funsies, right? Just for fun. We'll blame it on something. All right, so supplies. Cardstock. Shocker. Medium weight cardstock. So I'm using from 12 by 12 cardstock shop. That's my favorite go-to. This is, I want to say they have a cactus, actually one called a cactus green, I believe, and they have an alligator green. I think this is the alligator green. But make it in lots of different colors. They have so many different colors. Let me pull. I have another stack for a project I'm working over here, which I'll tell you more about at the end. They have lots of different shades of colors there, right? So you can do them in any vibe that works for you. Also, if you're going to make the flowers, you may want to have cardstock in pink or yellow. Typically, like the prickly pears have either yellow or pink flowers on them. So here are my cutouts, which I already did in a corally pink color paper here. So you may want to have that alternate, but also, again, medium weight cardstock. You're going to need to have a glue gun, our craft weapon of choice. Yes. You'll need to have some scissors so you can cut the templates out or use your cutting machine. I know a lot of us here have cutting machines, but if you don't have it for any reason, you can still make these. Absolutely doable. Great rest and relaxation project. Like, what did you do for rest and relaxation? I sat around and I made prickly pears. Just say that, drop it, and leave the room and see what people's reaction is. I challenge you to do that. You're going to need 18 gauge floral wire. So this is one of the things that changed about my original cactus from years ago. I didn't actually put it on a wire. And I was like, why didn't I put it on a wire? That makes it so much easier to put it into a vase where you can actually like make sure it's not going to fall out of the vase. When I did these little guys right here, I just stuck them in the little pots and it works. Like, it totally works, but they're just like, it's like, what's that song? I've got no roots in my bones or something like that. Like, I've got no roots. Can you tell that my brain works in metaphors, analogies, euphemisms, like all the things? That is how my brain operates. It's probably the ADHD. I don't know. I've stopped trying to figure out. I just go with it. I just go with it now. Okay, so wire. Did I say wire cutters? I don't think I did. Wire cutters if you want to trim that down. And optional, distress oxides and blending brush or distress inks can work really well. I'm going to feature that here today, but I've made it without these as well. The color I'm using today is mustard seed, okay? Also, for the flower, you can use the flower cutouts for the centers that look like this. They're these little baby ones here that go in the center. You can also mix, you'll see our theme with our Cali Botanical Collection, which we'll talk a little more about in a second. Our theme with our Cali Botanical Collection is it doesn't have to be either or, it can be both and. Abundance. So we're mixing cardstock with crepe paper. A lot of people are like, oh, do you have crepe paper flowers? Yes. Do you have cardstock paper flowers? Yes. How about we mix them together and see what happens? So there are, in the Cali Botanical Collection, if you want to throw that up real quick, babe, we have a crepe paper succulent. We have a California poppy, and the California poppy is made from crepe paper as well, but the center is cardstock. And then we have our agave plant, which is made purely from cardstock. And then our prickly pear here is going to be made from cardstock, and the center of the little flower is going to have some crepe paper in it, which is optional. You could totally replace it with the cardstock, but those are all of the templates in this collection. And if you haven't downloaded your collection yet, make sure you do. I've already seen lots of you made them, and they're beautiful and amazing, and I'm obsessed. All right, I think that with all the supplies, let me actually look real quick because I'm sure I forgot something. Cardstock, cutting machine or scissors, hot glue, wire. Oh, yeah, see, this is why I look. It wasn't in front of my face. Okay, so you'll want some sort of like pot, okay? So some sort of like planter, ideally, or like a little terracotta pot or something like that you want to put this into, and you're going to want some sort of foam to stick in it for two reasons. One, we want to shove it into something so it doesn't fall off. And two, we want to fill up the capacity of our planter or our vase so that if we want to put some rocks on top to cover that foam, which is in there right now, we're going to cover that in a bit, then it's going to be covered with like some pretty planter rocks. So a vase, foam, and planter rocks. I got my planter rocks on Amazon. You can't see them right now. They're little white rocks, but just search, like, there's links below, but like if you want to search for varieties, mine are white. They come in different colors. And like succulent planter rocks or vase filler rocks, those kind of things, you'll have a large variety to choose from because they come in lots of different colors, right? And sometimes we want them to be different. Okay, did I cover everything? Let me pause and see if there's any questions. Okay, happy birthdays. I love that you guys support each other like that. I'm making multiple size flowers for my 51st birthday party next weekend. Your trainings are fantastic. Thank you, Crystal. You're fantastic because you're making them. The credit goes to you. I just created the design and you're the one bringing it to life. So let's celebrate you. Congratulations, Crystal. And 51. If my eyesight's not failing me, hang on. Yep, that's right. It looks like 51 to me. My husband's over there with his glasses on. His eyes are worse than mine, but he actually wears his glasses. So yes, you go to the doctor. I go to the doctor too when they force me to. We're like, it's been a year. We haven't seen you. Oh, yeah, I guess I should go to the doctor. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and start building out. You know what? I'm going to start with the little flower first so it's ready to go when we actually get the cactus made. So what? How much coffee have I had today? Zero. Zero. This is natural woo. My husband just said, this is natural woo. Yeah, no, when I'm on, I'm like on. When this is over, I will melt into a puddle on the floor and nobody will talk to me until tomorrow. I swear, that's exactly how I am. I am like 1000% like all up. I also hate like long silences on these lives because I'm like, I have to hold this entire conversation. So I literally just like keep rambling what's in my head. And that's why it kind of looks like I'm a chipmunk on caffeine, except that I'm really not. Actually, I don't drink coffee at all because I've struggled with like anxiety and depression. And I found that like any caffeine just amplifies the brain waves for me. I don't know. It's like some sort of chemical thing, I think. So I don't drink caffeine. I try to get good sleep. I show up really like this, and then I will not speak to anybody the rest of the night. That is Abby in a nutshell. A storm in a clear sky. Pretty much it. Yes, babe.
There's a question, can somebody use cardstock instead of, or letter size instead of 12 by 12?
Of course, yes. You can use letter size 8.5 by 11 cardstock instead of 12 by 12. I just have 12 by 12 all over my craft room. So that's what we're featuring, but absolutely. You'll just need to, when you upload the templates, or if you want to print the templates, whichever you're doing, which they're sized to letter size anyway for like the PDF printables, but when you upload them and just cut them out with your machine, you'll just want to select like that size paper in your software and it'll just reorganize it for you. But yeah, you can absolutely use that. I have a whole bunch in my closet and everything too. All right. Rachel says, I'm also preparing 12 centerpieces of multi-shaded pink hydrangeas and white camellias. I can't wait to see that. Pictures when you're done, please. Pictures. Okay. All right. Let me get to it. So let me bring you guys down here. Paper over here. All right. Coming down. Okie dokie. Hi. Okay. So we have our little flowers here, which you don't have to add the flower, by the way. So if you're like, nope, not feeling the flower, then you can go flower free. Flower free. Okay. So if we're going to make our little flowers, which are going to look like, let me get my example here for you guys. They're going to look like this. Okay. And we also have the little, I'll show you how to make like the little bud too. Okay. So you'll need at least 2 cutouts of these. You can go to 3 if you like it more full and you feel like you want more layers to it, but you'll see me feature 2. And then you'll want one of these center pieces. Okay. This is optional too. Like if you're like, I don't have a cutting machine, I want to cut with scissors, then you could just do the fringe center with the crepe paper that I'm going to feature here. I combine these 2 together, but you could just do the fringe center and omit this. Another trick I love to mention to my community is if you happen to be someone who's cutting by hand, this is really hard, right? We provide the PDFs, but obviously that's a little more challenging. But if you go to your craft store, they make very similar looking basic flower shapes like this that are of similar sizes that you can cut these out by hand, which aren't very hard, and then just punch these to save yourself that, save your hand, basically. Something about Wednesday. Oh, it was the something good. I'm thinking like thing, the hand, like save your hand, save the thing. For anybody who gets that reference. All right, so 2 of these. This is for the buds. Okay. So you want 3 for one of the little buds, which is also going to look like this. That's where we're going. Okay. So let's build the flower first. Ooh, I know what I forgot. Hang on. You guys hear the snoring? Do you hear the dog? Oh man, did I lose my dowel? I think I lost my dowel. Hang on. I'm still here. Don't go nowhere.
I don't see one over here.
I got it. Hang on. I found it. Okay. I didn't forget to mention something to curl your petals with. So a thin wood dowel. This is a 1/4-inch wood dowel. And I just use this to curl the petals like I'm going to show you. If you don't have this spare glue stick, I would use that for years and years and years. So that is an option too. Okay. Okay. It says the tall cacti pieces are too large in design space. Asking about resizing. Okay, so if there is a resizing issue, I'll look at that right after this live and see if there's something we need to fix in the file. I apologize for that. That should not be loading like that. I will take a look as soon as the live is over and I'm available, and I will make sure that, ooh, chapstick for curling, that's good. I will make sure that I double check those files. Thank you for letting me know that. Design Space has done a lot of updates lately, so sometimes the sizing will end up like the software goes, and then it just like resizes, but I will go in and verify that. So if anyone else experiences what my eyes help me out, is that Tanya? Yeah, Tanya is saying here.
Yes.
Then please know I will double check that at the end of this and make sure things are correct for you, and you can go and re-download a fresh copy. Okay, so what we're going to do for this petal here, or for this flower layer, we're just going to curl in on each side with our wood dowel. Just putting in, curling, just like that, nice and simple. Okay, and we're going to do that with both of them. I think I did get overly excited. Whoever said that earlier. Now I'm like, I feel like I'm losing my voice instantly. It's going to get real quiet real fast. But don't worry. Liberty's here to serenade you with her snoring. All right. So we've got these 2 here, and we're going to pull up the petals just a little bit, just to give them a little bit of height. Okay, like that. Okay, amazing. Yep, pencils work great for curling too. Thank you for saying that. Okay, so let's work on centers next. So this is going to be part of the center, but we're not going to do anything with that right now. So we're just going to leave this little guy sitting there. And then we're going to cut some fringe with our crepe paper. You can follow this method if you're using cardstock too. Obviously, it's just going to be a little bit of a thicker paper that you're dealing with, but I have done it with cardstock as well. So how long is this here? Let me get a range. I think this is probably about 4 to 5 inches in width. Yeah, probably about 5 inches or so in width. The grain of my paper is running vertically here. I'm just going to fold this in half, and I'm going to take a pair of scissors. And this is just 90-gram crepe paper, 90-gram crepe paper. I actually don't know if I put the crepe paper in the description. I'll double check that. But it's, how do you say the brand bid? Can you just, Cartafini, thank you. Can you just pop in the chat real quick there, the brand I use? Because I know someone will want to know. And I can't remember if it's in the description or not. And I have a feeling it's not, so we'll want to provide it now. All right, so I folded this 5-inch piece over here. And we're going to do about 1.5 inches here in, well, actually, no, that's too much. I just like to make things up as I go along, you guys. Then I have to teach other people, and they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, let me think about it. Okay. About 1 inch. Okay, maybe a smidge less. Approximations are fine. I'm going to cut about 1 inch off here. You're more than welcome to get a ruler and actually measure it. I've just been doing this long enough that I just, whoop, and we go with it. I'm going to fold this over again, okay? And I'm going to come in here. Now this is folded over 4 times, and I'm going to cut little bits of fringe all the way down without going all the way through the other side. We're not cutting all the way through. We're cutting like 2/3 of the way down. Okay. And this is where the more detailed scissors can really be helpful. And I'll come back in. I'll add some alternate cuts. Okay. So we're going to open this up like this. Okay, so we've got this fringe here. I also like to mess it up a little bit. So hold it on the end that's not fringed in one hand between your forefinger and thumb. And with the other one, come in here and just sort of spin it between your fingers. Thank you for putting that link in there. Okay, so that way it kind of messes it up a little bit more, makes it look a little less boxy, a little more authentic, and that's what we're working with there for the fringe, okay? Possible to do with cardstock as well. Let's set that down. Next step is going to be to layer our flower together. So I'm going to put one of these on top of the other, and we're going to alternate the petal points here, basically. I got my hot glue gun all heated up. Yes, Kit, this video will be available for replay for everybody through next week. And then after that, it'll go back inside of A-Stars only. So if you want ongoing access to it, you can join A-Stars as well as access to all of our other templates that are exclusive for our members. So yes, you do have some time. Please enjoy. Don't feel rushed. There will be a replay for a little while. And please feel free to come back and ask questions. Okay, so that is the flower we have here. Alternating those petal points. And then we're going to place this little center guy right in here first. Okay, you can kind of bend it up a little if you want, just to make it less flat and boring, make it a little more lifelike and all of that. So we're going to put this right in here. And I will allow it to kind of fall down because we got to make room for that. And paper relaxes anyways over time, so it'll naturally kind of come down. Like so. Okay. And you could totally stop here. You might be perfectly happy with that. That's how my original cactus flower was. And I wanted to take it a step further this time. So if you look at these flowers in nature, often they have a lot going on in their centers. And so this was just a fun way to elevate the center a bit more with this. And so we're going to take it, our fringe piece here, and we're going to roll it up while adding glue. So I'm going to add a little glue here. And I'm going to fold it over on itself. I am thoroughly convinced, never had this verified, but I don't think I have fingerprints anymore. Call me if you ever need a cat burglar. You know, don't have to wear gloves. It's always a perk. No, seriously. But yes, the amount of times I've burned my fingers with a glue gun, I think that's just like a passage of being a crafter, right? Like, yeah, you might be missing some fingerprints. It's possible. I actually knew a person who was a crafter we're just rolling this up here. So who did not have fingerprints because she had burned them all off legitimately. And she had a record. And so she had to explain, like, every time she would go in and out of the country for things, like, why this was happening. It was so awkward. And so they were like, oh, you don't have fingerprints. Is there a reason for this? Yes, I'm a crafter. They thought it was something nefarious, and it's not. It was like, I just love to craft. I just think that's so funny. So ironic. Okay, so we've got that all rolled up. Okay. And I'm gonna mess it up now. Like you're messing up hair, like you're giving like you're giving the flower center like a noogie. Like, what is that? Is that what they call it, right?
What?
Like a noogie when you like hit the head. Yeah. Yeah, that's what you want to do to your flower. And it makes it look all crazy, but it makes it look really authentic too. Like that. Okay. And then we're going to stick this into the center here, right? Into this little piece. And, you know, to be fair, as I'm looking at this, I think I used an old template that I've scaled for a tinier flower. So this one probably would look better if it was a little bit bigger, the center template, but that's okay. We're going to go with it. Like, right? It's what were we talking about? Progress over perfection, right? Yeah. So we're going to put this one in with some glue right into the center. Okay, you might have to hold it for a minute too, because it's kind of, it likes to stick up a bit right out of the flower. All right, so we've got our center, and from different angles you can see peeking in there. Okay, very simple. Now for this little guy here, super easy. We're just gonna layer all three of these together, and we're gonna curl them in first. So the easiest way to do this is, actually, let me grab. I'm still here. Like, I feel like a TV show character that's like, wait, I'm still here. Don't hang up. Don't hang up. I'm still here. Okay. So there's a few different ways you can do this. One, use your fingers. Okay. Literally use like your thumb and your finger, and you can just curl it in. Okay. It's very simple. It does not have to be hard. You can just literally like curl it in. Another way to do this is with like an edge scraper tool. You can actually come in and push with your thumb against the edge and kind of give it a softer curve like this, and then use your fingers to push it together to create a little bud like that. Another option, if any of you, I know a lot of you do have this, so I'll feature it, my paper bloom shaping mat and tool set. This is a neoprene mat that is malleable, and then we have these rolling tools. This is another option where you can actually roll the flower like this, and it lets you shape the paper. And even with this, you're still gonna have to like encourage it all the way in, just because fingers are required no matter what. But those are some different ways you can curl these little buds in on themselves. And again, if you're someone who's watching this and cutting by hand, please know they do make similar style looking punches. Obviously not exactly, but they're very similar like flower punches, so you don't have to cut this element by hand if you don't want to, okay? Yes, we will actually get to, we're not going to do inking on the actual flower itself. We're going to do some inking on the prickly pear. Thank you for asking that question. So I'm going to show some inking in just a minute on the prickly pear itself, but you could totally do this. So prickly pears also come not just in pink, but also with yellow flowers. So I think it would be really cool if you did a yellow flower. It's like a soft, like a medium, softer yellow, and then had like a darker, like honey or amber colored ink that you could do in the center, and it kind of looks darker in the center and then goes out. Yes, have fun with it. It's your creative playground. Okay, so now we've got those kind of all curled up and rolled there. I'm gonna get this out of the way. And then we're just gonna layer them. You can see this one's smaller than my original here, but we're just gonna layer them one inside the other. So you're gonna have to open one out to get it started. And stick your glue gun down in it, or put it on the other bud and then stick it in, whichever works for your brain. I go back and forth. Okay. Okay, get the little glue strings off. They always come out to haunt us. Glue strings. Got one right there, it's bothering me. Hang on. Okay. And here's where I'm going to be like a total weirdo, right? So I just opened that bud up to stick one down inside. Now I'm going to take this other one and I'm going to open it up more and I'm going to stick this whole thing inside of it instead. So it's okay if your brain like switches between methods, or you don't build from the bottom up. Maybe you build from the center, then you build from the bottom. Or just layering 3 together. However you get there is fine. Okay, so there's our little bud. I would recommend that if you like these buds, making at least 3 of them because things look better in 3s. So I've got a few here to work with. All right, let's move on to prickly pear. Yes, Faith, ink absolutely gives it life. Absolutely. We could definitely do that on the flower for sure. Okay, let's talk prickly pear. So in the prickly pear templates, you're going to see a couple different sizes and a couple of different styles. So you're going to see a more elongated one like this. You're also going to see a more shorter stack looking one like this. Okay. There's no right or wrong to your combination. Okay. You can see here on this one, I did the bigger, put my hand down, did the bigger on the bottom. And then I did like the taller ones on top. That's probably the more traditional style that we see. But with my original guy from a while back over here, this guy who does not have any roots is longer on the bottom. And then we did the shorter one on the top. So you can play with it. Like, you have options. As far as count goes, there is some preference you can play with here, but I find that 8 of these for one of the cactus pieces, yeah, is best. So yeah, I've got 2 there, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Yeah, okay. And then we'll have 8 of these as well. I've gone as high as 9. I've gone as low as 7. Every time you go less, you're going to see less of this, like the turns that you're seeing here. It'll be more spread out. Like if you go less, it'll be more spread out, more space between them. So, you know, do you like to where it's kind of closer together and it looks like an extra 3D pop, or do you like it being spread out more? So if you like it being spread out more, you can go less. If you want it to be like, oh, I really like that kind of almost like that honeycomb look where it's all like kind of coming together and it looks really 3-dimensional, you'll definitely want to be at least 8 or 9. So for coloring this, there's so many different options. With this particular paper, we could go darker and we could like do darkening here in the center area, which I did on, no, actually I didn't. I have that backwards. You could darken with a darker pigment here in the middle so that when it's folded in half, it looks darker in the center. And that's the way like shadows would naturally fall to our eye. So you could do a darker green here, or you could go along the edge here and do something that's lighter, which is what I'm going to do. And as we work towards the edges that the light is going to be exposed to more, like think in terms of nature, of how it would be exposed to sunlight, this would be lighter because more sunlight would be hitting the edge versus the inside center part, right? So for that, I'm using a distress oxide, and this is mustard seed yellow, and it's very subtle. You can see this here. It's like really subtle. You see just that little bit, and it's a yellow that's going onto a green paper that ends up kind of looking like a mossy, grassy combination of green and yellow. And so it adds just a little touch and breaks up the solidness that is the cardstock paper. So let's add this on. I'm going to open this up. Grab my ink blending brush. These are my favorite ones. I got them off of Amazon. There's a link below. Oh, but I got to show you guys. Do I have it? Yeah, hang on. Every time I say something that sounds so squirrel, like, oh, squirrel over there, my husband's over here laughing. And then I get totally off track because I'm like hearing him. Are you like playing a game on your phone over there?
No, we never do something like that.
We'd never do something like that. So I found these. Actually, my husband found these at Michael's last weekend. They're a Recollections brand, but look how tiny they are. They're so tiny compared to these. And I was like, ooh, that's super handy for like finite detail for blending. I typically use these. So I had to get a couple packs of them, but I thought I'd let you guys know those are there if you want to check them out and you need the more detailed version for yourself. Okay, so I am going to swirl that. And then I'm going to come in here around the outer edge. So this is going to be the edge that's sticking out, the prickly side, okay? And I'm just going to hit it with a little bit of this in a circular motion. I typically, for this one, I only go like up and around maybe 2/3 of the way or so, because this is going to be folded and then it's going to be butting up against the other side that also has the ink. So it's not really going to be like, you're not really going to be able to tell the ink is there as much, but you could totally ink all the way down if that makes you feel better. But what I'm creating here, if you can see, is there's more darkness now to the middle and a little bit more kiss of lightness to the edges, which is just going to make it look so much more realistic. So that's what you would do for all of your prickly pear. Okay. Rachel says, I just got that same set of brushes in different sizes. Yeah, I'm excited to try it. I've never worked with like the bitty ones, which is shocking considering how long I've been using pointy brushes. You'd think I would have like come across them sooner, or maybe they didn't make them as often before. I don't know. Okay, I think I inked the rest of these. Yeah, we'd ink these the same way. Okay, awesome. So next step here is to close your ink, because if you don't, it'll dry out. And let's go ahead and fold these. So this is the easy part. This is a fun thing I think to do with kids too, like, because they can just fold paper, right? So kids, grandkids, all that stuff. So just fold this right down the center. It can be helpful to actually fold it to where the prickly side is sticking out over here if you're right-handed on your left-hand side. And then align it and just fold it right down the center. And we'll do that here as well. I'll do that with all of them. Okay, so that's the prep for your prickly pear. That is the prep. Nice and simple. All right, so I've got 2 here ready to go. Right. Next is going to be to take our wire. Let me get some of this junk out of my way. We've got wire here, 18 gauge floral wire. Okay, and it usually comes pretty long. So I recommend most of the time you can just cut it right in half with some wire cutters, which reminds me, since you're sitting over there, my needle nose pliers that shape the tip, they broke yesterday. And I only have one because apparently with some supplies I'm scrappy and with other supplies I'm a hoarder. And so there's literally no middle ground. So I need some new needle nose pliers, please, like the jewelry size ones. Just a little housekeeping note between like crafter, husband and wife, you know, just a little bit. Okay, so now we got these and we're going to build this up first, separate them out. You're going to start, actually, let me get this off, it's bothering me. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to start here. Fold it in half. You want the side up that's smooth on the edge. Okay, smooth side up, prickly side down, right? We're going to take our hot glue gun, have one ready to go. Add your hot glue here. Place the other one on top. I like to flip it to the side and like look at my alignment. Like, am I getting it aligned and straight, pushing it together? It's like, it's kind of like building like a fan or like a rosette, like one of those fan rosettes or whatever. Okay, so that's basically what you're doing the entire time. So just have it ready to go and add glue. Plop it on. Okay. Just like that. Let's continue. And I need to think about something to chat with y'all about while I'm doing this. Let's see.
Plans for the Labor Day.
What are y'all's plans for Labor Day weekend? Do you have any special plans? Is it just to craft and relax? Spend time with family? Anybody traveling? Anybody camping? I know somebody's camping and probably having wine. I think there's at least one person on here I could say that at least one of those is a high probability. Let's see. You guys tell me what your Labor Day plans are. See, ours are completely unbeknownst to me. We actually don't really have any plans right now. Usually we decide to do something last minute, and I don't really know what that is. So I'll probably decide after I get off of our live. So I'm just stacking and building there. Get my glue strings out. Yeah, I don't know, maybe a pool or something. Like, we're in Central Florida, so we have all the resort pools that are near us, and you can go right past it today. Although I have a feeling those are probably all sold out by now because I've waited to the 11th hour. Glamper Jan says yes on both accounts, wine and camping. Glamper Jan, you're my new best friend, okay? You just sound like a fun time. I mean, you really do, genuinely. Attending a family reunion, and crafting and cooking, local car show with friends, and staying home. Staying home. Yep, see a lot of staying home. That sounds great. I love home too. Home is my happy place. You know, like, I want to get out of my comfort zone. I really do. But it's just like at the end of the day, if I'm in bed with my pups at my feet, that just makes me happy. It just makes me happy. It's that simple. I'm very simple. I'm low maintenance. I'm very low maintenance. Staying home and crafting. Yes. We're going to play some board games. I love board games. What are your favorite board games? There's the next question. What are your favorite board games? There's so many good ones. I'm always looking to add new board games to our. We have a whole cabinet of board games and card games. I like Clue. I always like the mystery side of things. Okay, you type in your favorite board games and I'll talk about this next step here. So we've got all 8 of them stacked together here, right? Okay, we got this side open. We're going to add our wire here in the middle, okay? I'm going to add some glue. Take one of my wires and we'll put it right there in the middle, just like that. Is she letting out air biscuits again? My husband calls Frenchie farts air biscuits because, you know, those of you who have bulldogs know that they love to fart. So he's over there enduring that. Oh, yeah, no, I smell that now too. Aren't you all glad it's virtual? You don't have to endure the stench of the Frenchie. The stench is real. Okay, so wires going in there like that, okay? Now, I'm not going to close this yet, and I'm going to explain why after I make this one here. So I'm just going to reassemble this. Not reassemble. I'm going to assemble this real quick, but leave this open. Leave your cactus plant open here, and don't close the last one until you've made at least 2 or 3, and I'll show you why in a second. So let me assemble this here. I probably should have had this one pre-assembled before the live. I did not think about that. So we will just chit chat, staying home crafting, hopefully going to make some Rice Krispie treats with homemade marshmallows. Oh, homemade marshmallows.
Yeah, that was very yummy.
Have you had homemade marshmallows?
Used to do it when I taught culinary.
Oh, that's right. You did have another life. Okay. My husband says he used to make homemade marshmallows when he taught culinary. I always forget some of the things he's done. Like, taught culinary. You never taught. Yeah, you did teach culinary. Homemade marshmallows sound good.
They're not that hard to make either.
So what is typically in a homemade marshmallow? So is it egg whites or like, sugar, obviously, but, or whoever said that. What's in your homemade marshmallows? You know, my husband's over here like, I can't remember. I've made them, but I can't remember.
Oh, that's what it is. It's gelatin, corn syrup.
Oh, gelatin, corn syrup. That sounds good. That sounds like a sugary treat.
Vanilla, cornstarch, and confectioner sugar.
Fun. Okay, so D says we got new board game / card game for Christmas every year as a family. Oh, that's fun. I like that. You know what my favorite day of the year is the day after Christmas. Literally. The day after Christmas is my favorite. We do absolutely nothing but sit around. Sometimes we play games, and like the rush of everything's over. The world just feels like totally calm after the whole Christmas thing. And it's like one of my favorite days. I also really like that day because I love getting to connect with new Cricut crafters who just unboxed a Cricut for their Christmas gift. And so that always makes me super excited to welcome new people into the Cricut cult. Ashley says, my Labor Day weekend plans are crafting, catching up on some of my orders for my customers as I'm an entrepreneur, designer, crafter. I love that, Ashley. What do you sell? Tell me more about what you sell. I've seen you on here several times. I would love to learn more about you and your business. I'd love to get to know all of our community members and creators here. Trisha says, they are. That's the ingredients I use. Great. Okay, good to know. Kimberly, trying to unclog my sublimation printer. Oh, I hate when it's maintenance craft day. It's like I can't craft because I need to maintenance something, or I need to clean my craft room, or it's like I just want to play. Like, can there be like a self-clean? There should be like an AI robot that is invented just to come and clean craft rooms, you guys. I am in support of that. Let me see. How many do I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Okay. 7 and 8. Okay. We're almost there. All right. So my favorite games are board games would be Clue, maybe followed by Monopoly if I'm winning. Only if I'm winning, then I don't like it otherwise. I played a lot of Uno growing up. Definitely liked Uno. We just discovered a new game called, what was it? Press 7 or something 7. I can't remember. I'll have to put it in the comments later. But it's super cool because it's kind of like a version of like Press Your Luck, like the game show, if you guys know that. And like blackjack, I guess you could say. It's kind of like a combination of those two. And so it's really fun. Okay. Uno. Phase 10 is a favorite game of ours. I don't think have you heard of Phase 10?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't heard of that one.
Played it in years.
Skip Boo is one that we play a lot. A lot of Clue growing up. Yep. I remember having a Clue set when I was younger, and I was so mad that it would take. I remember having games. I wasn't an only child, but my brothers were older and grown and gone, and so I would have games, and I'd have nobody to play the games with. And so I remember at one point psychologically being traumatized that I didn't have anybody to play the game with. And so I would try to play the game by myself, and I would actually set the game up for 2 people. And then I would go and play each side. Like, you know, if you're like chessing against yourself, I will literally do that. Like, it's not like, that sounded really whiny. It wasn't like that bad, but like, that's what I would do to entertain myself. And Clue was one of those, which is impossible to do that with if you've ever played Clue. It is impossible. Settlers of Catan, now called Catan, is one big in our house. Okay, thank you for these suggestions, guys. I'm going to look up some of these games. Some of them we do not have. All right, let me put this wire in here, and then we will finish building out our prickly pear and get them all placed together. I'm going to let the glue grab on this. So here's why I didn't want you closing these up yet. This one looks closed, but it's actually not. It's right there. Okay. It's because, let me pull this one out here to show you guys. What we're going to do is you're going to decide how many you want, how many of these prickly pear, can we call them branches, I guess? We'll call them a branch, is going to go into the other. And to hide the wire, before you close this piece, you're going to put the other one down inside of it and give it a bend so that it looks completely seamless when you put it all together. And my other one over here, I did this twice so that there were 2 sticking out. My husband said it looked like a bunny. I'm like, okay, it looks like a bunny. So for this one, I want to think about the composition. And I think it's great to vary your composition because every cactus is going to like shoot different directions, right? So I'm picturing first what I want. I think first thing, I like to bend at like a 45-degree angle, okay? And nothing's closed yet, but I'm just deciding if I want this like this in the middle. Okay, that kind of feels good. Do I want to have another bunny rabbit one? I don't know. I feel like I want to just do one, and then I might leave this one just to stick somewhere else in the planter, or it may not fit. But I think it would look good to have 2 that kind of are shooting out. This one's a little smaller, so it creates variation. And this one here has 3. And then we'll put it into a set of 3 into the plant. So I think that's what I'm going to do. But you can totally add, you could totally stick 2 of these on. Oh, actually, I have an idea. You could stack it kind of high like this. You could do one inside the other. Okay, it's flopping right now because I'm holding it with my hand. And then we could put this one inside of this one. Should we try that? I think we should totally try that. It looks weird right now, but let's try it. I'm going to start with this one. We're going to put this one inside of here. Okay. Okay, so I get that wire tucked down in there, right? And I'm going to close this up and kind of adjust this before the glue fully sets, just to make sure it's sitting nice and flush right there. Okay. Did I close this one? Did I forget to close this one? I can't even remember if I closed this one. It looks like it's closed now. Oh, I did not close this one. Look at me forgetting a step. So this one, now that we decided this one's on top, actually needed to be closed. Good thing we can still close it, right? There we go. Crisis averted. Okay. Twister, love Twister. Board game nerds. My husband has even got a couple of board games unplugged gaming connections. I like that. The bunny ears. Yes, I do like that one too. I was like, it looks like a bunny. I'm like, but it's cute. I like it. My grandkids are teens, and last year they taught me Uno. Show them no mercy. Lots of fun. I love that. There's so many versions of Uno out there now. There's like Atomic Uno, or like, I don't know. There's so many different versions. Okay, so that one went into this one. This one still needs closed, right? So we'll close this one and we'll put this one inside. You guys, I am literally doing this on the fly, and I'm putting the arrangement together for the first time here together. So it could look terrible, or I could think it looks terrible. And then like Caitlin's beautiful creation, everyone else is gonna be like, that's amazing. We shall see. We shall see what happens. Okay, so I've closed that one. And then you might want to fan these a little bit to like get them to kind of open evenly around, because one side's probably going to feel a little more flat than the others. So something else you could do with these that I have not done is you could take like a brush or just like a marker with a fine tip, and you could actually like dot it with like a dark green or brown to make it kind of have like those spots that you see that have the spikes that come out of them for a cactus plant. If you go look at a prickly pear in nature, you'll see kind of like, it looks like there's little kind of dots where the spikes are shooting out. So you could add that as an additional detail. I did not go that far here, but I think that could be cool to play with, just adding like a marker element to it. Okay. Then I'm going to bend at a 45-degree angle here again. So we could kind of think like this is going to sit up like this. Seriously making this on the fly, y'all. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm hoping that what this is going to look like is, because these are shorter over here, this will be taller and kind of stick up from the back. So that's the vision. We shall see. Let's go ahead and stick this guy in to our center here. Okay. Do that. Make sure this can get closed. Looks like it can. So I'm going to hold that there for a minute, and then I'm going to get my glue in here. There we go. Give it a second there just to grab. Okay. And then we'll see how this looks in just a minute. And then we'll add our flowers on too, which really brings it to life. What are you doing, Libby? You hear her snorting. Oh, you guys probably can't hear from over there. She is like, she loves my dream box that's over here, and she'll try and like get up in it, like check out what's inside of it. I'm like, no, you can't do that. By the way, there's times where you might have some of your wire sticking out the bottom here. So just take your wire cutters and trim that off, so it's not sticking out weird there. Okay.
What's your problem, Decor?
My problem is no one's giving me all the attention right now. And there's some flexibility here. So like, I feel like I could move this in different directions. I'm going to fan this out a little bit more because it's kind of clustered on this side. And if you keep these out of like a lot of direct sunlight, they can be in the sun, but like paper will fade in the sun a little bit over years. But otherwise, if you just dust them lightly, and I like to use just like, get like a cheap makeup brush to dust in here. I'm actually meaning to share that for a while with my community. I was like, what do you dust with? Cans of compressed air are helpful as well. And then just like a small makeup brush, because you can get right in these crevices and get the dust off of it, but this will last forever, as long as you want it to last. I think these are great as gifts in home decor, but I also think they're great for like, if you're making like special occasions or whatever, or you want to, maybe you have like a desert theme or a Cali botanical vibe that you're making for a special upcoming occasion or a party or something. These can make such great decorations. Okay, there's that guy. So we can put our flower up top here if we want, which I think is going to make the most sense logistically to the eye. So I'm going to just dot some glue here and just stick it right into the top. If you guys can hear my stomach growling, I don't think you can, but I just realized I did not eat any lunch. It's probably a good thing. Otherwise, I would have been even more like seemingly caffeinated. But now I'm hungry. You might need to hold it for a second because it's not a super flat surface, but it will hold. You just got to let that glue grab and set up. I'm so curious how this is all going to look together in this pot in a minute. I'm curious. I'm nervous. I'm excited. And $50 says that my daughter goes, oh, I want that for my room when she gets home. she's always taking stuff. Okay. So we have these little guys here, and there's so many areas that like buds can grow. Like they can grow on the side. I feel like we could totally do these down the side, like over here. Like there's a little bud shooting out. You can maybe do like some little buds down here. You can see here on this one where I did a smaller one, I just put the bud up at the top. So because I made these and because it feels like it might fit there, we'll put a couple there. You could also have not done it here and done like 3 across the top. That could have been interesting. I just wanted to use the big flower, but I think that could have been cool too. 2 little buds like that. I don't know, maybe 1, 2, 3. I don't know if I want to do 3 or not. Things look better in 3s. Let's do 3. Let's go all the way and see how it looks. And then we'll put 1 more over here, and let's put it into our planter to see how it all works. Amazon's delivering a package right now. Liberty fancies herself a very alert guard dog. You are not at all terrifying, Liberty. Hate to break it to you. Besides, you think everybody's like the best human in the world. Yeah, you would run up to like a psychopath and be like, hi, let's be friends. That is my dog for you. My other dog, Macy, on the other hand, you could be literally an angel sent from heaven and she would be like, I don't like you. Like maybe if you give me a treat, I might not bark at you, but that's like it. All right. So here is let me pause for questions real quick. Oh, thank you, Ashley. I adore you. Oh, I love it. Okay. Thicker wire to hold the weight. Yeah, thicker wire to hold the weight can definitely happen if you're going to stack like this. Like this, I think will be fine. Like it's not bending. But if you're going to like build out of this more and you want to experiment with that, this is 18 gauge floral wire. They make 16 gauge. The lower the number, the thicker the wire. So that is definitely an excellent point in terms of, not wanting things to be bending or stuff like that. I think we'll be okay. Let's give it a try. So I'm going to start first. This one's going to kind of come up a little crazy. Let's see here. I'm going to put this one in first. Actually, let's measure. I need to trim this down. So measure with your planter. You don't want your wire sticking up. So I'm going to trim this down a little bit here. And I'm going to put this one towards I'm going to kind of do it in like a triangle fashion. Let's see. Did I not trim enough off? Maybe not. I don't think I trimmed enough off. There we go. Okay. So there's that one. I'll show you guys the front view in a minute. But let me get these other ones in here, okay? So I'm gonna come over here on this side. And this is just a foam that I have in here. And you can pull it out as many times as you need to, which is really nice if you don't get it right the first time. A little bit of flexibility to the wire if you want to bend at angles. And we're going to do this one over here. Like so. Okay. I feel like that's looking good. I could probably adjust this if I'm like being really picky. I would probably move this back a little bit more. Over on this side just to give it a little more space. Potentially glue strings. Potentially move this one over just a little too. Just want to give it enough breathing room so that like the whole pot feels like it's kind of filled for the most part. Yeah, there we go. That's much better. Okay, so now you might need to fan these around too. So like as I'm pushing and pulling, the paper's kind of moving. So you might need to fan this out a little bit. There we go, that's what we needed. Now I'm gonna put some rocks to cover up that foam, okay? So, oh, hang on, I gotta scroll. Yeah, thanks, Glam for Jan. I'm glad you think they're pretty. I have a coworker, elementary teacher, who has cacti theme for her class. Ooh, you need to make them for her, and then you need to send me a picture so that I can feature you on Star of the Show next month. That's what you need to do. I would love to see that. Okay, this is really cool, and I can bend the wire up because I want that to go up more, so that's kind of cool. All right, this is probably gonna get messy, so we're gonna get messy. I'm gonna pour a little bit right through the middle here. A couple that drop. We just want to get that center part covered. My foam is also like literally up to the edge, and I did not have an alternate piece that went a little further down into the pot. So learn from me, and if you can have a piece of foam that actually has like maybe a ½ an inch to an inch in the top that you can fill, then this will be a lot easier of a pour. I did not have one. I had another piece that was way too small, and then there wasn't enough rocks in the bag to cover it. So I was like, you know, I'm just gonna be really careful and get just enough in there to cover that foam and push with my finger. I even need to like just grab in the bag and kind of place in some of those areas. If you wanted this to sit up a little higher and have the rocks going underneath, that can be helpful. I shoved mine pretty close to the surface of the foam. Literally the first time I'm putting this together in person, so you know, I'm sure I'll make adjustments. Right here, we got it in, the little crevices there. Let's do this side. This is like a white gray rock that I have here. Amazon's where I got it. It's very chalky. I think having a brown one would be really cool. It would pop nicely with the green. Very nicely. And I really want to make another one of these where we do yellow flowers instead of pink, because Cali Pear has both. Well, that's good. Because I think a yellow one would be really pretty as well. But I think the pink and the green are the more widely recognized version. Pink goes great with green. Who can tell me what movie that's from? Pink goes great with green. It's one of my favorite movies. Y'all probably already know. I'm like, Abby, we know you just want to be Elphaba. I was sitting with a mentor of mine last month, and she's like talking about something, and she starts talking about Popular, which is one of the songs in Wicked, right? And I'm like, I make some comment that's alluding to the movie, and she's like, Abby, we know you just want to be Elphaba. Like, we know. And we're like, okay. I'm like, somebody sign me up. All right. There we go. You could, I'm trying to think of how, like, this is only falling out, you guys, because I have no lip to my foam. So I'm paying the price of that right now. I'll probably repot it when I have the right foam. But you guys can see what the result is. Let me actually bring y'all up since you see the top. Let's actually look at it from, hang on, I gotta fix one little thing. Give me a second. Look how fun. Oh my gosh. This actually turned out better than I thought it was going to turn out. Especially since I haven't, you know, like done this as like a pre-test test to the live. I think it turned out pretty good. What do you guys think? Are you going to make this? I can't wait to see yours. What do you think, Ben?
I like it.
You like it? What do you think, Liberty? You're just wondering if you can go to the bathroom on, aren't you? Yeah, I know.
I'm going to say hi to
I think this turned out really nice, actually. So much fun. Very desert vibe, California theme. Absolutely love it. What do you guys think? Gorgeous, love it. Yeah, cutting your phone off the bottom. I was going to do that. I just didn't have the right tool without potentially taking a finger with it. So it didn't quite work out. And it was actually a dome piece that I had. I am completely out of stock in the right foam. I have a bajillion foam wreaths. I have a bajillion other things, but I did not have that piece. So we just were winging it. So yeah, I'll probably take it out. Maybe try to safely cut it, or I'll just go to Amazon and buy it. Amazing. Okay, let me see. Very pretty. Wait, yep. Okay, so Tanya, you're Rachel. You are my people. You know the quote. Resin top. Yes, I was thinking the same thing. They actually make like a pea gravel spray that you could put, like, I'm thinking outdoors landscaping here, but you could do that. I wonder too, I have not tested this. I wonder like a spray Mod Podge, like if you sprayed the Mod Podge on top of it, would it like, and then it would dry, would that keep it from like, maybe not total, like you could potentially pick it off, but it would just get it enough. And then you could still stick the wire through, maybe like kind of have designated spots that you could stick the wire through. So I think that would be definitely a very smart idea to have something like that. But overall, I think it turned out really well. Okay, so Rachel says, so cool. I cut enough pieces for one cactus. Now I need to make more. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And you need to send me your pictures and tag us because I can't wait to see them. I'm so excited. All right, so y'all, make sure you go make the other stuff in the Cali Botanical Collection as well. Oh, does Liberty want to say hi?
Yeah.
Then you have to come and show her. Like, you're going to have to get comfortable on camera.
I don't want to break it.
You don't want to break the camera?
Or trip, or fall like the donkeys.
My husband wanted Liberty to say hi, so I said, he has to come say hi too. This is my husband. This is Liberty. She always has to say hi at least once. I have a theory that Liberty is lucky. So she's giving good luck to you all right now through the internet. Say hi. Okay. Okay. Hey. Okay. Go snort over there. Okay, so our Cali Botanical Collection also includes our paper poppies, where we have the cardstock center, and then we have the crepe paper here, and I feature an acrylic paint marker for the centers, as well as distress inks and oxides. So these are available as well. And I'm loving the poppy vibes right now. Like, I think I want to make a bouquet with the poppies in it. And we have, of course, the agave paper plant. The agave paper plant. And someone said earlier they made one and it looked real. I love that. Yeah, this one's a lot of fun. If you like adding color and inking to your paper crafts, this one we use distress oxides and acrylic pens on the tip. If you look really close, see the brown on the tip? That was an acrylic paint marker mixed with distress oxides on them. Yeah. And so I think that one turned out really good. I want to make more paper plants. And we have our succulents, of course. I'm not going to attempt to tip this bowl too much because it will probably fall because they are not wired in there. So let me show you a better one. There's a set of 3. In the succulent one, there is 3 versions of the template with different like tips to them. This is one of our larger ones. It's not on the wire yet. I don't know. I'm thinking something like succulents and poppies in a bouquet or an arrangement would just be really pretty together. So we'll see what we come up with. Maybe we'll do an arrangement next month for that one. I don't know. Actually, that won't be happening because next month, we are going to be opening up a brand new collection called Petals and Pumpkins. So we are going to be making, we're going to be taking faux pumpkins, like the cheap dollar store ones or the ones you find at Michael's, and we're going to be turning them into a more elegant pumpkin by using chalk paint. And then we're going to turn it into a vase. So we're going to cut out the top and we're going to turn it into a vase. And then we're going to be making brand new blooms and turning it into a fall arrangement for your fall table, your Thanksgiving gathering, gift, celebration coming up, whatever you want to decorate for. So we are in the throes of testing for that right now. If you guys were in the group last week, you probably saw I haven't named my flower yet. I haven't named this flower yet. I had names and then I didn't love the name, but these are the new roses we're going to be teaching next month during Petals and Pumpkins. If you're an A-star crafter, and I know pretty much everyone on here probably is, then this will be all available to you to drop. So when you're in there, this whole collection, instant access to you, exclusive to you. So make sure you're in those inside A-stars because you're going to want to access these. We're also doing marigolds. Okay, so we'll be doing marigolds to go with these roses. Give me rose names, you guys. Just drop a name for the rose. Give me names. I have to come up with a name for it. Originally, I was thinking I was going to do like kind of like an ombre creamsicle sort of whatever, which I guess I could still call it that. But I was like, if people aren't making it orange, then they're going to think orange when they hear creamsicle. So I was like, I need to come up with a more universal name. So anyway, drop your name suggestions in there. We'll also be doing fall foliage and then that pumpkin, faux pumpkin into a vase. So that is a teaser. You guys are the first ones to know. And I cannot wait for that. That's going to be dropping at the end of September. So they'll have plenty of time to make it for October and your November decorations and all of that. And in the meantime, you got all those projects inside of A-Stars plus our new Cali Botanical. We dropped Celebrate's collection last month too. So if you haven't checked that, that's more summer vibes, but we did a whole mermaid drop too. So if you haven't checked it out in a while, you haven't been in there, there's some fun stuff that's been dropped since then. There's been fun stuff. And then so we'll have Petals and Pumpkins. We're still working on what we're going to drop in November and December. So if you have ideas, like I really want to make this craft, or I have this occasion coming up, or I have this gift I want to make, please drop your ideas now because I am crafting the ideation of those now, and I want to make sure I'm creating things that you guys want to make. So please drop them here. Liberty and Hubby. Yes, Liberty and Hubby. Liberty and Hubby. Okay. Love the marigolds. Yeah, I love marigolds too. Yeah. So Faith, yes. So for today, what happened today is we did our prickly pear today. It is a limited gift to my entire community, meaning that it'll be available for the next couple of days. The rest of the Cali Botanical Collection is exclusive to our A-Stars, as well as all 1,100 other projects and designs that are in there. And the Petals and Pumpkins will be just exclusive for A-Stars. There is a thing on the screen. If you'd like to go learn more, it's $9 a month. You can join us, cancel anytime you want, and we will be meeting you back here for lives during the Petals and Pumpkins as well. So you'll get to be able to have live Q&A with me during all that and projects to access too. So it'll be super, super exciting. I also have, what else was I going to say? Drop your ideas. Yeah, that's what I forgot my thought. So drop your ideas for November and December, guys, so that I can build things that you want. I think this turned out really great, and my stomach is rumbling. So I am going to see you guys in the Facebook group or send us an email with your photos we want to see. And I'm going to go get me something to eat. Like, I don't know, cheese sounds good. Maybe some cheese. No, not cheese because we're having pizza for dinner tonight. It's Friday. Pizza night. All right. And if you guys are watching and you have follow-up questions, okay, so like replay will be available for a few days. Then all of our A-Star crafters have unlimited lifetime access to it for the life of their membership. So if you need to have questions answered, please leave them in the comments. We will come back. We will answer them for you. And we cannot wait to see what you will make. And if you're not inside A-Stars yet, please come and join us because we are going to be elevating our experience very soon. And all of our existing A-Stars are going to get that experience at no additional cost. But after we upgrade our new user interface, which will be dropping to everybody in a couple months, we are going to be increasing our prices. So if you get it at $9 now, you get to keep it forever, which I think is like the best thing. You get to keep it forever at $9 a month. So I like to tell you guys that because I want to make sure everybody's in a good spot and can maximize their crafting potential. All right, you guys, this has been lovely. Thank you so much. I will see you all next time. I'll check in comments. Okay, guys, bye.